All right. We'll just pick up again on the back stepping. I saw that the judo people just hopping. They had the gi. See? Okay. Again, 1 foot in, other one up behind it. Okay. And now on an arm throw, shoulder throw, I'm dropping my elevation as I'm spinning, and the arm is tightening up as I go. Okay? So the trapped arm, the best trapped arm is the same trapped arm that we would use for a fireman's carry, that kind of trapped arm. Okay? So I have that. I back step. This arm, this trapped arm gets tight around my neck, and I'm hard here. Okay. On the arm that I trapped is the arm that is here, and I'm pulling hard. Okay. So all this happens in the blink of an eye. Okay. But we have to do the toe spin thing because it's quicker. See, if we start trying to shoulder throw with an open stance, it's not going to work. Okay, so while we're practicing this back step, you just practice back stepping in, back stepping out. See, because if you go to hit an arm shoulder throw and he stops you, you have to be able to spin back out. See, so we're back stepping in, and I guess back stepping out if we have to. We get in on a hip toss, and it's not going very well, so we have to spin back out. See, because we're still kind of, remember, we're still on our toes, and we're probably going to lose our balance forward, and that's all right. That's what's supposed to happen. So don't worry about losing your balance. You're going to. All right? I'll face away. I don't know if we can see this. I don't know. Okay. Boom. Spin, and at the same time I'm dropping and I'm tightening that arm. I'm getting that arm as tight as I can. Okay? So this will all flow together, even though obviously I'm doing it a little bit at a time. Okay? So you'll end up, and I want them to come right over the top. Okay? Not off to the side, not off to either side. If we're hitting that right, they should come right over the top. Okay? I keep a hold of the trapped arm. Okay? I keep a hold of the trapped arm all the way through it. And I keep a hold of it. See, you don't even really need this hand, as long as you have this one here tight across your body. Okay? Let's spin to our toes, or near the toes, maybe between the toes and the balls of your feet. Okay? But we do it because it creates so much torque. Okay? Remember, we undercut them, and we don't drag anybody anywhere. Okay? On my back step, on my spin, I need to take that deep step and be way underneath them. See? So his feet are about right here, and I'm way underneath him. Boom. Hard here, remember, I want him to come right off the top. Don't let him fall one side or the other. I want him to come right over the top. He comes over the top. I start my finish early. Okay? How I'm going to end up pinning him. See? So I don't let that arm go, this trapped arm. I keep it through the whole thing. Okay? Because sometimes you might throw him so hard that maybe that's the only thing you have left is that arm. So, okay? So, we backstep in, and we backstep out. And obviously flexibility is important in here for that business. And another thing, once we get squared away and once you guys get familiar with this stuff, we have to do it as hard as we can, as well as we can. Okay? So, again, this works better when we're not sweating so much, obviously. So maybe earlier in the match, if that's what we think, if that's what we think we might want to look at. So, okay, that shoulder throw. And the back step. Remember, we use the back step for hip toss, for head and arm, for shoulder throw. We use the same back step. Okay? All right. And when we get real good at it, he'll just put his arm on our shoulder and then we'll trap it like that. For me right now, my right foot would be forward and boom, I would go like that. Okay? And again, make sure they come right over the top. What will happen a lot of times if you don't snap it like you should, they'll have a chance to put the legs in. See? So, whatever we do, let's do it as well as we can, as quick as we can. Okay, what happened there? Nothing. Okay. Okay, we talked about the back step again. Shoulder throw. Okay. There's one more thing I want to talk about. Now, this is one of the things that I was talking about that you probably can't use in collegiate, okay? We're gonna move forward here with the Greco business. And we're gonna talk about assalto. Okay, when I was I don't know, I think as a freshman I was 4th in the state Greco, and this is all I had, basically. I was pitting state champions at 12:30 in the morning. See, that was the days when there were 140 to 160 kids in a weight. And we were wrestling into the early morning. So, anyway, the salto. Okay, think about this. Okay, if he's in on a bear hug, you pretend like he has you in a bear hug. Okay, this is one of the strategies I used. Okay, you pretend you go like he's taking you in a bear hug. You pretend like you're going, but the whole time you're getting ready. Okay. Now at the explosive point of this salto. Okay, I'm over top of both arms for those of you somewhere other than Phoenix. Let's say. Okay, we're over top. Okay. So, I take a deep step again. In the Greco wrestling, I would have 1 foot forward. Okay? Now, we're not backstepping this time. Okay? But that other foot is coming up to meet the other one. Okay? And again, I'm losing my balance backwards, but that's okay. That's how you do this. You step in again on the salto, just like the shoulder throw, you undercut him. See, he thinks he's gonna drill me with that bear hug, okay? And I pretend like he is, okay? And at the last second, I'll show you what happens. See, okay, this happens at the last second. Okay, I'm over top, right? So at the last second, after I've stepped in there and hit my arch, okay, say he holds me up, which happens. Okay, so what I do at the explosion point, my hands go this way and my hips go this way. Okay, it's important that you'll see, I'm going to try to show you this, but you drive your hips up and forward and your hands go forward. and I've undercut him, and again, he's way over the top of me. Okay? In this situation, he thinks he's going to bear hug me to my back. Okay? And because I went to the Oregon Three-Stout Camp most of my young life, I know how to hit that salto. Again, we're overhooked, okay? And he's probably on a bear hug, let's say. He's taking me down, okay? And at the first, I pretend like that he has me, okay? And then we talked about, boom, hands up and forward, hips up and forward at the same time, okay? All right, I'm going to find the best way to do this. Maybe here. Maybe this way. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, this might work. Okay, I'm overhooked, and let's say he stops me. Okay, right here. Okay, now I can go that way a little bit, but when it's time to explode, can we see this? Yeah, the hands go this way, and the hips go that way at the same. You can't see my hips, but the hands go up, and then the hips go up. Boom! It looks like bang. God, I can't even do that. Bang. Okay. I drive my hips, and I drive my hands, just like that. And I guarantee you, there's not a man in the country that can stay up. Okay? So we drive the hips and the hands at the same time. Okay? And if you've done a good job of acting, he'll think he's going to bear hug you to your back. So you let him think that, and all of a sudden, you do those two motions. Okay? I'm over top. The hands go up. Okay? And my hips, I drive my hips up a lot higher than I'm doing it. God, I can't believe I'm getting so old. Anyway, you do those two motions at the bam, like that. Okay? That's called the salto. All right? And again, I don't know that we can use it in collegiate. I'm not sure. Okay? So, that's hard to demonstrate like that. But if we have to, we'll go over it again. Like I said, I was pinning state champions that I had no business pinning. I remember that. But, okay, that's the salto. Okay? And you don't panic. Okay? This is a fun little move. Because if you hit it right, it's like hitting a home run. You can hardly feel. And the same way with these throws. If you do a good job of setting them up and all that other business, they're sweet. I mean, it's fun. So, again, backstepping, you could make a dance out of it. I've seen these judo people, they were like making a dance out of it. They were stepping in, stepping out, stepping in, stepping out. Okay? And they bridged a lot too. I was noticing that. They were bridging. And you know how often in the last 10 years I've seen anybody bridge? Probably once or twice. I've watched quite a bit of wrestling too. Unbelievable. You got to have a neck on you. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Okay? Remember, this is more Greco stuff. This is classical Greco-Roman. The backstepping, the flexibility in the hips, and boom. Okay? Let's make sure every day we have to stretch. We have to stretch these big muscles. Maybe twice a day. Oh, one more thing. at the same camp, it must have been a year later or so, we had a Japanese fella. My dad brought in a Japanese fella. And I think his name was Watanabe. I'm not sure. Bergie would know. Bergie would know. Bergie, get a hold of me. If you're watching these, get a hold of me. I need to talk to you. I need it. I need your input. Okay. He said, well, first of all, he told us you shouldn't be sitting in chairs. You can just sit on the floor. Okay? And you know what else? You know what else he showed? Okay, check this out. Anytime you sit in a chair, what should you be practicing? Okay, this is what the Japanese fella. You walk up to a chair, what do? You back step, boom, and you sit in it. Okay? You just walk up. You can't see it. Maybe you can. See? I would like walk up to the couch. It's probably going to be hard for you guys. Okay. I'm here. Uh-oh. Well, maybe we can do something down here. Boom. Back step. Boom. See that? I backstepped right to my chair and sat down. Okay? That's what he taught us. You go up to a chair, you're ready to sit down, just backstep right in front of it and sit down. Okay? Think about that. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But that's what he had us do, and I still kind of just messing around. I do it to this day. Okay, there's one more thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to cut this one short. Listen, another way I like to get to a safe headlock is this situation where we're head to head. One of us on an overhook. Say I'm on an overhook. Okay? Now, if he doesn't understand how to come up off the mat, if he just comes up like right here. See this position right here? Okay? If I was wrestling you, I would expect you to drive me to this knee. Say, okay, we're right here wrestling, and I'm coming up like this. And I'm not paying attention to what's going on. Okay? So now you would use your like this, use your forearm and whatever else is going on here. Okay? To push you back. Put your forearm right on the side of there, between the neck and the shoulder. And just check and see how he comes up off the mat. Because if he comes up like this, all you have to do is drive him to that knee. He's not going anywhere. If he comes up like this, see? So you got to be careful when you're coming up off the mat. You have to be careful. Okay? So I just call this a push headlock. I used to score 5 points on my friend. We wrestled probably 3 or 4 times in high school maybe. And I bet 3 or 4 of those I pushed him to back points and basically won the match. Because remember, if he comes up on one knee, all you have to do is use your forearm that's right on his shoulder and drive him. Carefully drive him. I'm not saying do anything like this, even though it's going to end up head and arm. Okay? Is all we have to do is go, because this hand is kind of draped over his arm or something, and this one's right here, the side of his neck. So, in a situation where we're kind of separating, watch how he comes up. If he comes up with one knee, whatever, you'll drive me this way. Okay? The guy comes up on one knee, boom. I'm going to at least test it and see. Okay? So what you're doing is you're finding the path of most resistance, and you're pushing him there. Okay? You really don't want to take the path of least resistance, because you want to plant him. You want to get him uncomfortable, and you want You want to plant him on that down knee, and there's nothing he can do about it. The only thing he can do is go over his knee and, go to his back and hope he, doesn't give up back points or get pinned. So remember, we're not giving ourselves up here on this headlock business. I'm right here. We're wrestling. I'm standing in better position than he is. Okay? All right? We're wrestling. We're neutral. We're wrestling. And he comes up off the mat and he doesn't know what he's doing and he's all sloppy. Bang. You push him to the down knee. If he gets up like this, somebody would push me over here and I would have, there's not much I could do about it. Okay? So this is just a push head and arm. It's safe. Okay? And also off this, if we push him and he falls to one side or he gets planted and unable to wrestle, sometimes we may have to spin him. See? Because even though maybe we have weight where we want it and we're pushing him, maybe he's still able to react. So it might be that when I plant the guy there, that I may have to do some spinning to get my points. See? Because he's in a position where he can't react very well. Okay? Remember, that's all we're doing is pushing him, safely pushing his upper body to the down knee and read it from there. See what happens from there. Chances are you'll push him right to a head and arm. Chances are. It's called a push head and arm. Okay? It's safe and it's effective. Okay? We went over back stepping again. Understand the big picture. That let's drill it and practice it like we're supposed to with back step and boom. And then, but you're right. It looks different during the match, and it's a lot different during the match. But we still have to. We can't be like I said with our legs spread, one in here and one out here, and we're trying to drag them on a shoulder throw. We're trying to drag them somewhere. See, remember, there's no dragging on a shoulder throw. All right, listen. We went over the salto. We may have to do that again. You guys have to understand the big picture. Like I said before, there's no use me being a superstar coach if you guys aren't super learners. Deep super learners. Okay? All right, my friends, until we meet again. Bye.